What's up, guys? This is Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and I've got some very exciting things to share today. First off, look what made it back from the Kubota dealership. Got a new starter put on the Kubota Sidekick. Almost said Honda Sidekick. That's a Kubota. Anyways, it's back. It's been gone for a couple of weeks. Starter went out on it, but it was covered under warranty, so that's all good. But that's not the exciting news. Today, this video is going to be a little bit behind for you guys. It is actually January 1st. So, Happy New Year. Hope you guys had a great and wonderful Happy New Year. And on the goat front, that's the exciting news. Houston came out here last night. We got home. We got home about 11 o'clock. We didn't make it till midnight at the New Year's Eve bash party with some friends. But Houston came out here last night, just before midnight, and found something very exciting. So we're gonna go check on that. But I told you guys, okay, whatever. I told you guys we would be having New Year's babies, right? Well, we did, in a big way. And we have a huge cold front on its way. It's like 60 degrees out here right now. It was really nice. I got down like in the 50s last night. The thing is, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning, and we've already reached our high temperature for the day. It's supposed to just start dropping continuously through the day and get down to 14 degrees tonight. So we got to get everything taken care of and settled in for cold weather, because it's kind of wet and muddy. It actually rained a little bit last night and a little bit yesterday. So we got to get everything ready and prepared for bitter cold. Bear, are you prepared for the cold weather, buddy? So the big news has to do with my beautiful goat here that Houston calls Spot. Where are you going? I told you guys she was massive. She had a big belly on her. Why are you going that way? That's not where your babies are. So she kidded last night. We came out before dark. She had not kidded. Houston said, she's gonna pop, she's gonna pop. I said, well, I agree. He actually thought Skip was gonna have babies last night, but she has not. However, this mama had, there's one baby, there's two babies, there's three, there's four. She had quads last night. Check this out. 4 babies. And they're a little bit wet right now. I'm gonna take them up to the barn, get them a good bed of hay made. But clearly they've all been, when he came out last night, he said they were all dry and cleaned off. What is that, Earl? But there's a good chance she's probably not gonna be able to raise 4 babies. She might be able to feed quads. More than likely, at least 1, maybe 2 are going to end up on a bottle. Look at that little baby hiding like a deer. What is that, Earl? The other mama wouldn't let you do this. But, yeah, quads. 4 babies from one mama. In a time when the goat market is exploding. Couldn't ask for much more. But 4 is going to be tough for her to raise. I'm not going to lie. I think we'll probably end up at least 1 on a bottle, maybe supplementing 1 or 2 on a bottle. But they're doing good. They were born sometime between dark and 10 o'clock last night, something like that. Because by the time Houston came out here at 11:30, he said they were all dry and up and moving around. So I didn't even come out here. But she's a very good mama, and she does a good job taking care of babies every year. And she produces a ton of milk. So Spot here is she's kind of a crossbred doe, but her mama was a really good mama for us, and so was her grandma. And her grandma and mom had a little bit of Nubian in them, which is a milk goat, so that's why her udder is so big. She's got very little Nubian genetics in her now, probably maybe an 1/8 at the most, but still a heavy milk producer. And gave us 4 babies. I guess it's kind of gross, but I do want to include it. Bear is doing his job as our livestock guardian, and I'm not going to zoom in and get close, but livestock guardians are meant to take care of your herd, and one of those things is cleaning up after. And most good livestock guardians will eat the afterbirth just to get rid of it, which it's got a lot of good nutrition. That's why mamas and most animals will eat that stuff, but livestock guardians will gobble it up and keeps predators from coming in, so that's always good. But I need to get to work, but it's hard when you got all these little babies out here. So the first doe that kidded, she's got her 3 up at the barn. They were all boys. Now I'm kind of curious what she had here, so let's see. Hey, that one's a boy. That one's a girl. That one is a boy. And this one has a lot of poop. That one's a boy also. So we got 3 boys and 1 girl. So we're up to 6 boys and 1 girl so far. I'm moving my big round bale and my big round bale feeder under the barn. Kind of serves a couple purposes. I usually don't do this until the weather gets bad or it's really rainy and muddy for a long time, because they do waste so much hay. All that hay that falls on the ground then becomes bedding for the mama goats and the small ones. But if I moved it in here and fed hay under this all the time, I'd constantly have to clean it out because they're going to pee and poop on it and stuff. And when the weather's nice, the goats really don't sleep under the barn anyways. They kind of stay out on the pasture. So now that it's going to get really, really cold and got bad weather coming, they're going to have plenty of hay under here, and they don't have to go out into the weather because goats absolutely hate to get wet. And all that falls on the ground makes good bedding. And then these little half dog houses make the perfect little shelters for baby goats. They love these things. There'll be 6 or 8 baby goats under one of those dog houses sometimes. And it's a good place they can get under. It helps insulate them from the cold. I put good hay underneath it so they can bed down in it if the mamas will quit eating it. And it holds in the heat, and like you saw just a second ago, the mama goats can run and jump and bounce around on them, and kind of keeps the little babies safe. So I think I'm gonna go get that mama's babies now, since they're way out in the back of this pasture. She's up here where the food and water is. The other mama brought her babies up here. I need to clean that one's little butt off. She's not doing a very good job there, but anyways, she's got them up here. She'll get them bedded down in that hay, and everybody should be good. I'm telling you, these baby goats for the first day or two are just like little baby deer. You'd never know these 4 were out here. Mama tucked them in out here, put them down to sleep, and they are not even flinching when me and Earl walk up. Look at them. All 4 of them just piled up here next to this tree where she put them. And you can't tell me they're asleep, because this guy right here, is looking at me. I see your eye. Yeah, I do. You ever tried to carry 4 baby goats by yourself? Plus a camera? It just don't work, but we'll get them moved. Here comes Mama. Hey, Mama goat. Hey. Right here. Looky here. Hello. What do you think, girl? What are those? Got 2 more to go. Let's get them up to the barn where they can get nice and dry and stay warm, buddy. Oh, I know. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down right there. You'll get good and warm. Well, Mama came and found them, so she knows where they're at, so I'm not worried about that now. The other 3 from the other day, the firstborn 3 are over here with their mama. And they're all doing good and healthy and happy. So the goats are all taken care of and should be settled in for the cold just fine. The only thing now is, now that we're gonna hit, probably get down to 14 degrees, I'm sure, pretty positive that somebody like Skip here is going to decide to have babies probably this evening or tonight when it's nice and cold. I don't think Lambert's anywhere close. That's the mama that just had them. That one's probably not super close. That doe right there is not real close. She's probably within maybe a week. The one out there is still a little farther off, but so with any luck, bad luck, I mean, Skip will probably kid tonight when it's about 14 degrees. So with the big cold front coming in, I'm gonna go ahead and feed them a little extra grain, and I'm gonna do it early this morning because, well, I don't know if this is true or not, but what I've always been told is does will kid within a couple hours after feeding. If they're due, like if you think they're gonna have them that day or they're due really close, feed them early, and it gets everything going and puts them into labor for some reason. I don't know if it's true or not, but it doesn't hurt to try. So I would rather Skip have her babies today while it's nice and warm this morning, and, you know, maybe by lunchtime or so, and then wait until midnight when it's below freezing. Now with it getting down to 14 degrees, I've got the show heifers over there have a barn they can get under their side of the barn with a wall, windbreak, everything, they're fine. Cattle most of the time, most places, and I'm not gonna say in the northern parts of the country, but where I live and the vast majority of the southern part of the country, most cattle don't have a barn structure to even go under, period, in cold weather. They're built for it. They're built to stand out in it and take it. And I've been around cattle my whole life, and I've watched cows stand out in a snowstorm and not even go under a shelter. But I do want to give all of my animals the option of getting under cover and having a windbreak. So when it comes to the herd that's in here, which is the mini Herefords, alpacas, and the little donkeys, there are 2 little structures out here that are made for sheep and goats. The donkeys and the alpacas can get in those, no problem at all. But with it getting down this cold, what I'm gonna do is set up a couple gates. I'll show you in just a minute. Basically have it to where they can go out this gate and walk right straight down the alley and get in under that structure. And I'll show them, I'll get them to follow me in there and stuff. They'll have plenty of room under the roof over there. They just have to walk that alleyway. It's not the best, it's not ideal, but when it's getting down to 14 degrees, I at least want to give the cattle an option to, which most of them are way over on the back side. I moved the hay bale behind the house so they don't just stand right here in this one spot all day. But I'll get all that set up and then I'll feed, which will bring them down here, other than just Laney Joe hanging out by herself. So here's the gist of what I'm talking about. We'll just open that up. We got a couple portable panels in here, and they'll just go straight down the alleyway and can get under the barn. And I got one other little mini Hereford that's showing up now. I may go ahead and feed and try to get all the animals over here, just so I can kind of show them and get them to follow me if they choose to. And probably won't, like I said, but Laney Joe don't get too worked up about cold weather, I don't imagine. Let's see, what else? I'm getting all the water troughs filled up and topped off because, well, we're going to be busting ice for a couple days. The ducks will be just fine. The little quacker packers. This structure is plenty tall enough that the donkeys walk just right under. They just walk straight in, no problem at all. And honestly, if a Hereford, mini Hereford wanted to get in there like the calf, he can get in there just fine. Definitely not built for cattle, but when you have minis, they can fit in tight spaces. So plenty of options to get in shelter for animals here. The cattle can go in under the barn, the donkeys, alpacas, whatever. But I'll tell you this, after owning alpacas, donkey poodles, whatever you want to call them, for the last couple of years, I have watched the alpacas stand in the ice and snow and rain 10 feet from the barn while the goats are all cuddled up under the barn. The alpacas just stand there. They've got that heavy fleece, and they can handle the cold weather like nobody's business. It's insane. They'll just stand out in the rainstorm when it's 30 degrees and not even be affected. Now they will go in when they decide to lay down. They'll lay down on the dry ground under the barn, but for the most part, the cold doesn't really bother them. The wet doesn't bother them. It's strange. Can't remember. I can't forget to lock that gate. I've got this blocked off. Nothing can go through there. So pretty good area under here that animals can get in out of the wind and out of the rain and cold. Make the turn. Come on. Come on. Let's go, cows. Come on. Come on. She's like, nah, I don't know about it. You gotta learn. It's gonna get cold. You're gonna want to undercover. Maybe. You might not. Come on. There you go. There you go. Look who's walking down the trail. Come on, we're almost there. I bet everybody else will follow you in just a second. Bella, get back. Look who found the feed bowl. Oh, first thing you do, walk in here and spill it, aren't you? Tell your friends to come in here. Give them a good give them a good motivation call. Well, I got Laney to come in there. The bull, the calf, the alpacas, the donkeys, none of them ever even came up, but we'll let them figure it out. I'll come out here later this afternoon and feed some more. I just gave her just enough grain to get her in there and kind of walked away. I'll let the other two two girls see if they want to journey up in there. But anyways, 4 baby goats born last night on New Year's Eve. I called it a couple weeks ago and I said we'd probably have New Year's babies, and we sure did. So I'm gonna keep a close watch on those 4 babies, those quadruplets, and make sure they get good and warm tonight. Before I go to bed, I'll come out here and make sure they're all bedded down in a good dry pile of hay. But we'll have to really watch them over the next couple days just to make sure that they can survive not only the cold, but are getting enough milk from their mama. More than likely, like I said earlier, we'll probably have to supplemental bottle feed 1 or 2, and I'm sure that won't break Houston's heart. He loves bottle babies, and what 9-year-old kid wouldn't? So these guys decided they didn't want to come feed, so I just thought I'd walk over here and say hi to them, Steve and Freedom. What in the world, dude? You got your war paint on? Huh? You've been playing in the ashes. One of my brush piles is still burning, and your nose looks awful white right now, buddy. Have y'all been playing in the ashes? Just the bull? So in just the 2 hours or so that I've been outside this morning, it has really clouded up. It's supposed to start plummeting today. By about 3 o'clock, we're supposed to be down below freezing, which at 8 o'clock this morning, it was 60. Gonna plummet down to below freezing pretty early in the afternoon. So anyways, I gotta get the rest of the chores done. I'm gonna wrap this video up right here. So anyways, 4 new babies on the ground. I'm excited. Goat kidding season is always a fun time of the year. And maybe someday we'll have a baby donkey and another calf. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, really? He's like, why didn't you bring the grain over here to us? So anyways, guys, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.